Look at these documents behind me. These were all made by AI. In this video, I'm going to use AI to go through the entire GSA process and ask it to build all the documents. I'm going to upload some basic stuff about basically a made-up company that I'm using, and I'm going to say, make me the GSA contract documents so I can upload them and get awarded. Every word of this AI wrote. Cover letter, technical approach. I built the price list out of something basic, but I fed it into the AI and it just took it from there. I even had it produce some past performance to use just to see what it would look like. Now let's take a look at what happened. The other day I was at lunch with some of my friends and they asked, "Are you worried, Josh, about AI taking over your job?" And I kind of shot it down maybe a little too quick. So in this video, I'm going to really look at how AI would do putting it through ChatGPT and building an offer. So basically, I've got 20 years doing GSA contract stuff, all that experience, 98% success rate. And in the beginning part of this video, I'm gonna actually try to do my best to act like I don't know a whole lot. In fact, almost, I'm gonna say virtually nothing. I'm gonna act like I know virtually nothing about getting a GSA contract. Then I'm gonna kind of flip the switch and evaluate what AI comes up with as far as the documents and use my 20 years of experience to basically evaluate them and see how they did. How will AI do when we put it through to a test like this? That's the big question. And really, the whole reason behind this is just because, I'm here to serve small businesses, and I know how hiring a consultant that costs somewhere between $6,000 and $20,000 to get into the GSA program can be a big strain. And AI tools, they're 20 bucks a month, something like that. So, big difference there. So let's just go ahead and see, the big firms, they have, teams of proposal writers and all sorts of people in-house that they could just throw at a project like this. Small businesses, in a lot of cases, they really just have a laptop or maybe a small team. So it's a lot harder. So will AI actually do a good job of building the GSA documents? That's the question we're gonna ask here today, and we're going to get it answered. So let's see how it all went. All right, so I uploaded the prompt and a few documents into a ChatGPT account that is not a paid. So I just wanted to start fresh. Really, the reason is if I use my account, it's super trained on GSA stuff. It's very, very smart. So it wouldn't give you the same output that I'm gonna give you here today. So I tried to start with a pretty blank slate. After some file upload issues, because it's a free account, I finally figured out you only want to upload one file at a time, and it did an initial assessment, core capabilities, recommended sins, which it got, very wrong because it's a cloud company. I was very, very specific on the price list that it's a cloud company. Let's see when I uploaded the price list, which happens down below, happens next, if that corrected. But as of right now, here's the draft of the cover page. Looks like it's a lot of wordy fluff. I'm gonna be honest. Doesn't have much that would help the GSA other than in 5 or 6 paragraphs saying we were submitting, and yeah, that's about it. A couple little things about, compliance, but we'll see. Again, it got the wrong sin. That's important. That's guaranteed rejection right there. In number 4 here, it goes through phase 1, 2, and 3. It kind of project maps everything out. Cover letter, corporate experience, past performance. I would put past performance like down below because that's one of the most difficult and important things with price proposal. Labor category descriptions also. Quality control plan, commercial sales practices. Okay, so it kind of did all that. Financials. So, okay, these are all GSA documents. I'm not seeing there are a lot of documents missing, to be honest. I'll go into that later. So here's the next step, building together, number 5. So answer these questions. What role do you currently sell? What roles do you currently sell? Okay. Do you have a price list already? Who do you sell to today? Approximate years in business and all that stuff. What I'll build next after your answers are the pricing template and the labor category descriptions. So this I uploaded. This is basically right here. I just kind of copied some elements of a cloud company's GSA price list. And then I also built kind of a fluffy website for them, just in a, just in a PDF. So, no frills needed for this test case. So after I uploaded the price list, let's see what it did. It said, okay, refined positioning, core identity, what you're doing right, final SIN strategy. The primary, it still has as 54151S, which is just general IT services, add after award, hacks, which is cyber, and then cloud. So look at this price list. Cloud, 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 cloud. So after seeing all those clouds, it's still stuck with 54151S, which is a red flag. So now it's asking what's missing, critical for GSA. I'm wondering if it's going to ask more questions. Okay, so it has a new set of questions. Next document, we build corporate experience. So it changed what it's going to build next. But to build that, we have to take these questions and let's see, for each, okay, so it's asking for projects. Give me 2 to 3 real projects, even commercial is fine. So that's right. Example, so copy that. Okay, after that I will generate corporate experience narratives. Then the next step, okay, reality check. Do you have provable past performance? You remove, drop 2 to 3 projects here. All right, I don't really want to do the past performance yet. I want to start really, really simple and just handle some of the easier documents first. Then we can get to price list. Then we can get to past performance. Enter. So let's see how this goes. All right, so phase 1, the easy stuff first. Cover letter, done. Administrative, quality control plan, basic technical narrative. Okay, then moving to pricing. So quick questions, just short answers. Okay, just a lot of business stuff there. Company administrative profile, GSA ready. Let's see what it comes up with. I'm just going to make up a bunch of stuff. Legal business day name is Clouds R Us. Doing business as, there is no DBA. Business address is 123 State Street, Baltimore, Maryland. UEI is pending. Cage code is pending. The business type is just a small business. Year established is 2006. Number of employees is 17. Primary NAICS code is 541512. Actually, no, change the primary NAICS code to 518210 for cloud. And the website URL is cloudsrs.com. Okay, so I fed it a bunch of dummy information about this dummy company, and let's see what this kind of GSA administrative profile is. Now, GSA administrative profile isn't really a thing. I've never submitted one in my 20 years, but maybe this is helping the AI kind of figure things out so it can move forward. Okay, so what I just completed, next easy win, quality control plan, quick inputs. Okay, quick inputs. Yes, I have a project manager. His name is John Smith. We ensure quality of work by using standard QC and PM practices for IT and cloud industry. Also, all of our cloud project managers have certifications. We track deadlines and customer satisfaction. We use several tools like spreadsheets and ServiceNow and other CRM and project management tools. And when problems or issues come up, we handle them head on by having meetings with the customer and establishing what went wrong and how it can be fixed in the current situation and then going forward. So I just kind of BS'd all of that. Now this is going to go through the quality control plan, building all of that. I'm going to do this. Can you make the cover letter and quality control plan into a Word doc I can download? Let's see if ChatGPT is able to just put everything that it built into a Word document. That way I can move it right into the folder. And then I'm going to actually say, like, what other documents are needed for the GSA offer? I'm going to ask, give a complete list from easiest to hardest to complete. All right, so here is the answer there. So download the cover letter and download the quality control plan. Let's see if those are showing up. Yeah, so I've got them on my desktop now. All right, so that's good. Now let's go back and see what is happening with this. Cover letter done, company admin profile done, quality control plan done. Okay, well, it wanted to produce the admin profile, so I'm going to do that. And I'll probably have to just keep coming back to this list. So I'm just going to say produce these. And I'm just going to copy and paste that list in there and see what it comes up with. Here is that profile, admin profile, starting to download. All right, so here's the agent authorization letter, download. It's downloading that. Pathway to success, cannot be created manually. It gives you some steps to do it. Those are old steps. That's not going to lead you anywhere anymore. Read and accept the solicitation. Okay, that's not something that's needed. There is no way to accept it. You can read it if you want. You can download it. It tells you that you need to download your SAM record, but it doesn't say how. Reps and certs. So what you need to do, yeah, that's not really needed. Summary of where you stand. Okay. In progress, what you need to do. Okay. So next smart move. While you handle those, let's move forward with the labor categories and pricing. I'm just going to say build the labor categories and pricing. It should do this, and it should build both of them as a spreadsheet, because that's typically the way the GSA likes to take those documents in. Can't do more advanced data analysis right now. I wasn't able to do that. Quick note. Let's see. I'll just say build a table with important details on the price list. Let's see if it can build the table. All right, clean table. Here we go. Okay, now let's just do this. Copy table. I'm going to open up just a document. You know what? I'm going to open up a spreadsheet and just put it in there. We'll go ahead and just close this. Well, here we go. So we'll paste that table in and we'll save it as price list. All right, save. So price list is done. Back to ChatGPT. All right, why this table works, strategic notes. It talks about the discount, kind of pulled that discount out of nowhere. That is a massively high GSA discount for most companies, especially in IT. IT services, usually we try to discount, get it down under 3%. All right, so gives recommendations, generate the final Excel, pricing strategy. Yeah, let's see if it can generate them now. I'm just going to copy and paste what it says and see if it can do it. So it couldn't make a downloadable spreadsheet last time. Let's see if it can do it now. Seems like I can't do it. Okay, so it just gave the table again. Okay, so let's call this done. What's next? All right, so it's done with that. I'm just going to say, okay, we'll call it done. We're just going to use the spreadsheet that we copy and pasted the table in and call that the price list for now. So where you're at right now, completed. What's next? Corporate experience narrative. All right, does this company actually know how to do what they're proposing? So can they prove it? Then the financials and so on. So let's see, I'm just going to say build the next item. Boom. All right, so usually the corporate experience narrative is in section 1 of the solicitation, and it is very tied to the quality control. So this it's kind of making up categories. GSA in the solicitation actually has its own sequence that you have to follow, and this is not that sequence. So I'm just going to say, okay, make this, a Word doc I can download. There we go. So should make it into a Word doc. I'm going to download it and put it in the big package. And we're going to go through all these documents at the end. So it should be fun. I'm just making, okay, let's see how it did. Seems like I can't do advanced data analysis right now. I wonder if the free plan on ChatGPT kind of ran out of downloads I can create, but not a problem. I'm just going to click this. I'm going to create a Word document. There we go. Here's a Word document. I'm just going to paste that in here and save it as Corp Experience. Okay, save. Done with that. I'm going to say, what's next? It's just going to keep saying what's next until it says you're basically done. All right, what's next? More easy stuff. Past performance, financials, SAM, CSP, and TDR decision. Okay, I'm just going to say give an example of a finished past performance, make up the details as though it was a project for Army Corps of Engineers. It's kind of, there we go. So now we're going to just see kind of what kind of quality it comes up with, what details it's going to come up with, all that stuff. I'm going to get a new Word document ready for when this is completed. There we go. So now we have just one. If you have, you're obviously going to have real experience that you're going to be able to upload in there, and it'll make these documents for you. There we go. We'll just call this past performance. We'll evaluate that later. All right. Anything else you can build, or do I need to gather documents to complete the GSA offer? Let's see if it wants to build anything else. We've built almost everything we can build without real company data. What I can still build for you is optional. Nice to have docs, technical capabilities management plan, staffing plan, risk management plan, cybersecurity approach, GSA Advantage marketing description. Not required, but they strengthen your offer. These are not documents that I submit, and if you submit them in your offer, it's just going to give GSA more stuff to read and slow down the process. We're in the hard requirement zone, so past performance, financials, so profit, loss, and balance sheet, sam.gov. Okay, give a list of all the documents I need to gather internally to complete this GSA offer process. So I'm just going to have it do a final checklist and see what it comes up with. And we're going to see how complete it is. You need 1 to 3 project examples. So there's tier 1. Okay, 1. Gosh, ChatGPT really loves emojis so much. Reps inserts, tier 2. All right, I'm just going to copy all of this. And we'll go through this together because this is what it's telling you is needed. Let's see how good it is. Okay, copy that. Let's just paste it in here. And checklist, we'll save it as checklist, put it on the desktop. And here we go. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just close these. Now we're just going to move on to, let's look at this now. So we have the agent authorization letter. It looks pretty good. It looks like the standard format. So it did a good job. Could have put in the company, like, well, Clouds R Us hereby designates, and then owner, executive. That works. Good job. Checklist, I'm going to go into that last. Let's make this called Z checklist. Okay, now here is Clouds R Us. This is just the price list, so I'll just call this price list. I built this. I built that. You're going to have to build that and go in there. Here's the company profile. All right, company admin profile. Probably all, some of these details you would put in your cover letter possibly, but this is not a necessary document. So AI got that very, very wrong. That's just wasted time, and GSA is going to probably get back to you and say, remove that from the offer. We don't do that. Okay. Now, what we're doing here, while I'm already kind of like partway through, we're going through all the documents, and I'm going to try to pull out any compliance issues, mismatches, because it's always important that if you say X here and Y there, GSA is going to say with this, issue of mismatching. All the data across the documents has to be perfectly in line. There's unsupported, and then there's just flat out AI hallucinations. Let's see where we find those. So we did the profile. I got all the stuff I told it just about right. This is the cover letter. Let's see what it said for the cover letter. Kind of just a lot of fluff. This is, usually our cover letters are just a paragraph and then some details and then maybe a checklist at the bottom to show them that we have a good handle on all the documents that we submitted. So, Clouds R Us is pleased to submit an offer for GSA Mass. We're an established tech solutions provider specializing in cloud. Founded in 2006, blah, blah, blah. Here's the SIN. It's the wrong SIN. It's not the cloud SIN. It's the IT professional services SIN. Cloud R Us affirms that all reps and certs are current and accurate, blah, blah, blah. That's not something you really need to say in the cover letter. So this cover letter, I'd give it a 1 out of 10 to be honest. I don't think it's very good at all. Here is the quality control. So GSA actually has its own quality control plan that you have to follow. You have to stick to their format found in the solicitation. And this is not the format. I'd give this 0 out of 10. This maybe you can use as a starting point to pull from ideas from this and format it. Maybe if you took the format and loaded it up into the AI, it would answer the questions a little bit better and more on point. But this is not good work. Corporate experience. CloudOS is a small business tech solutions provider established in 2026. Again, this is something with corporate experience. This is in section 1 of the solicitation, in the first kind of 20 pages or so. And this is not the standard format, although it does have some it does have some matches, but not a good match. If you submitted this to GSA, they would reject you, and depending on who you got assigned to, you might get a talking to, like, where'd you get this? What the heck is this supposed to be? So we're not doing super great. Past performance. Okay, project overview, scope of work, tech used. I think, there is in section 2, there's something called the tech proposal. This, I think, is supposed to be something like that, but it's all jarbled up. Point of contact information should be up here. This almost looks like a pseudo statement of work or PWS. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but not overall pretty helpful. I think if I uploaded a document and the document had a lot of fluff and boilerplate to it, AI would actually do a really good job of formatting it the way it needs to, especially if I gave it the parameters to format. So if you upload a PWS or an SOW and you say, line it up like this and fill the details, I think AI is really made for that. Although I would closely read everything and probably make a lot of edits. Wouldn't just trust it. The price list is something that I made. So I made that for this purpose. Let's walk through the checklist because this is important. There's usually about 25 to 30 documents when we upload and submit a GSA offer, and this checklist is going to kind of give us the rest of them. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is this one? This is their website, so we wouldn't upload that. So we have 7 plus past performance evidence. So let's say 3 projects. So that takes you up to about 9 because one project's already in there. Financial documents, so that's 10 and 11, profit and loss. SAM document, that's 12. Reps and certs, that's not something. Okay, commercial pricing evidence, so this would be invoices and whatnot. So I think we're at 11, so let's say 12, 13, 14. Discounting practices, they do ask for that inside of something called the pricing terms. So I think we're at 15 documents now, so we're getting there. Resumes of key personnel is optional but helpful. That's not true. If you submit that and you're not a startup going through a special program, the GSA is going to laugh at you. Certifications, you can mention these on the price list, but GSA will laugh at you if you submit those with your offer. Existing contracts, not really necessary. You got to stick to the contracts and the projects that you select and go with those. You can't just start, throw a list together of other ones. So decision items, CSP or TDR, kind of walks you through that. You could probably have a conversation with AI and get a decent understanding of what those are. Simple checklist. Yeah, so I think we're at about 15 documents and we're hitting the end. So a lot of things are missing that I'm thinking through. Your certificate of insurance, your SCLS or SCA matrix. Gosh, what else? A couple others, but kind of blanking. Oh, there was no mention of past performance questionnaires or CPARs, and you're looking at a definite rejection if you don't include those. Those were not on the list. Right now, I'm feeling pretty good about my job, to be honest. GSA did not do, or AI did not do a good job. The result basically is that although some of the documents scored somewhat well, on the whole, I would say out of 10, I would give AI maybe like a 2. I'll be nice. I'll give it a 2. The documents it created were wrongly formatted. It missed vital documents that are needed for the submission. And yeah, so AI, what's it good for? Good for like technical proposals, SOW write-ups, like kind of like anything with words. If you feed it a lot of good information, I think it could give you a corporate experience and quality control write-up in good order. If you gave an example of a cover letter, which GSA doesn't give you an example, but if you gave it the right parameters, it could probably do a pretty good one. I wouldn't go by what ChatGPT gave as the checklist, or you're going to submit a very deficient package. So yeah, kind of just went through the result, what it did well, what AI didn't do well, and what it can be used for. So, I mean, the big takeaway is just that AI doesn't replace proposal expertise. It kills what what you could call the blank page problem. If you don't know where to start, it gives you stuff to do. Might be wasting your time because it might be giving you stuff to do that you shouldn't even be doing. So look out for that. It could cut the first draft time down. It drafts stuff for you, and sometimes decent quality. So that's good. But on the whole, AI is just not there yet. It's getting smarter every day. It's in a good place, but it's not going to be your GSA consultant anytime soon. No, not at all. So there you have it. Everything you need to know about using AI to build the GSA offer, and hopefully you learned a lot along the way. I would love to know how you think AI did on this, so drop a comment. I want to know what you're thinking on your end. Another thing, and this is really, really, really important. One of the things you probably noticed is that AI doesn't even know where to begin. So it was pulling a lot of information about the GSA process that it thought it knew, but it was maybe a quarter of the way there. And the reason for that really is just because GSA does a kind of a good job of hiding the starting point to get a GSA contract. It's actually hidden across 3 different websites. And as you start digging into the websites, it even gets a little bit more complicated from there. And for that reason, I actually built a GSA DIY quick start. The link is below. For a few $100s, you will learn how to set your GSA project off right, where to go, what to download, and I even have a special video on, within those downloads, how do you piece together the guidance and the checklist that you need to go item by item and just assure that you have the right documents and just basically the right path towards producing the right documents for your GSA submission. Now, if you had the right way and you had the documents and you uploaded those into AI, that would be powerful because AI hallucinated a ton, and you just saw that. And it did a pretty awful job of building everything from scratch. It doesn't know enough to do a good job there. But if you have the downloads, you have the guidance, you can copy paste and you can get very, very specific and kind of use AI in a much more powerful way by feeding it what it needs to know so that it can do a good job. It doesn't, won't just be a hallucination fest like we just saw. So that's it. Have a great day.